This is Channel Attitude. Your voice, your right, your freedom.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Money in the Bank 2025 edition of the Smack Attack. I am your host, Jimmy T. He is my co-host, MS to the G. And we are live on Hamid Media Group's YouTube channel and, of course, channelattitude.com after the fact. Matt, thank you for joining me, man. And how's things? What's going on, dude? Big week in wrestling.
Another day in the life of a wrestling fan, as we watched a lot of wrestling over the last couple of days, or at least you did. I mean, I didn't sit around and watch all that AEW stuff. I kind of watched the SmackDown highlights, and then, last night was Money in the Bank. I joined for the first hour on the watch along with Brandon and RBV, but, then I fell asleep to the show, so that was fun. It's like nice medicine.
I was going to join on the watch along myself too, man. But I was kind of worried about that too, man, because, you tend to, I hate talking about it and then talking about it right after it's right? And that was my initial response that I was going to do on the show. So I thought, you know what, I better not do the watch along. So I didn't. But it's always fun doing it, though, with Brandon, man. It's pretty cool. I actually do enjoy myself. But, dude, I think we need a lot less wrestling from all the companies, man. Let's be real, dude. There's way too much going on, not just from WWE, AEW, but TNA, GCW, MLW, WWW, whatever friggin' wrestling promotion out there. They just all want to do shows at the same time and in quick succession. And to me, especially TNA, dude, does it feel like they're doing a pay-per-view every second week?
It does feel like they're doing more, or they're doing these TV show specials. But yeah, it does feel like they're labeling a lot of stuff. I mean, that's what AEW does, though, too, right? They label Fighter Fest and December to Winter Wonderland or whatever it is. Ice Age,
Ice Age,
Beach Blast.
We got Summer Break next week.
Summer Break, Dynasty, Fight Night.
Fight Night. WWE SmackDown versus Raw AEW edition.
Battle of the Belts.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that show.
They got a lot.
I mean, it's ridiculous. We can still keep going. I'm sure we're missing a few, man. But it's ridiculous. I mean, what does even AEW have to friggin' do? Like Dynamite, but with a gimmick. Or Collision with a gimmick. Like, come on, bro.
There's a lot of that going on. They do it. TNA does it for sure. It's to try and get viewers to think it's going to be some sort of special. So something special may happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to get the viewer intrigued. Like, oh, what's going to happen tonight? It's Beach Blast on Wednesday? And they're in Ohio? That's so cool.
It's a joke, bro. I just can't get over it, man, how they just keep doing that. But anyway, it is what it is. There's just wrestling galore 24/7, 7 days a week, it feels like. Even though WWE, for example, have cut down their live events per se,
yep.
Right? Have they really, though? I mean, there's so much television on top of that as well. But it is what it is. But before we do get into Money in the Bank, I do want to ask you.
Sure.
I'll first start with R-Truth. Is this a work or a shoot, in your opinion?
I think it's real, so it's a shoot, sure. Yeah, I think that they probably were not going to let him go re-up his contract. Then he gracefully said goodbye, and then people got mad. And they started, chanting it, and I guess they didn't want to have to go through the whole CM Punk thing again in regards to having a crowd try and take over their show. And I believe with R-Truth, in Ron Killian's case, he was well liked. So it's a lot easier for the company to bring him back because everybody liked him versus, CM Punk was hated by half the locker room and loved by the other half. That's usually how it goes.
Well, to be fair, it was kind of bizarre that they actually released him, considering he was in a major program, in WWE, like up until Saturday night's main event as, Ron Cena.
I mean, I don't know about that. They could have looked at it like as Ron Killing's R-Truth's final swan song is for that. Like he got to have his final match with John Cena, and then they just told him, hey, well, we're not going to renew his contract. So
you're right, lad, Brad. It's not R-Truth. It's Ron Killing's now. That's true. It's his shoot name. Does this mean we're going to get an actual more serious version? The thing is, before you answer that, we don't even know if he's actually re-signed, because another thing that people get all twisted is the fact that he got released, but technically he wasn't released. They were just going to let his contract end, which I believe still has 2 weeks to run.
Yeah, I mean that's a fact as well. But I mean the shirty sheets are reporting that he's resigned. So I mean I don't know.
Okay, I didn't know that. So if they've reported that, I guess it's true, right?
Shawnee Sapp reported that.
Shawnee Sapp. Shout outs to Shawnee Sapp.
Shawnee Sapp.
Well, I hate that head of his, just quietly. But anyway, no offense to you, Sapp, because the name says it. He's a sap. But also I want to ask you, what about all this? Now the dirt sheets are really running with it, and apparently we're at war here at HMG with Wrestling Observer.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
I did see that Kaz put out a tweet, and then Dave Meltzer responded to it.
Boy, did he get triggered, dude.
He did.
Hey, Meltzer, eat a dick. How's that?
He did get triggered, but now you got TMZ reporting this, they're reporting stuff like this as well. They're walking up to Shane McMahon and they're asking him.
It's ridiculous. But I got to ask, man. I mean, we know how, the boss himself, the Ayatollah, bin Hameen Yalla, he believes, Vince could possibly get WWE back via the Saudis, obviously. I'm in two minds about it. In one way, I do lean towards that. I can see that. With the Saudis, definitely I can see that, right? But at the same time, how real is this? You know what I mean? I mean, the coach is reporting it. Vince Russo is also reporting it. All the dirt sheets are starting to run with it. Do you think where there's smoke, there's pretty much a big fire going on right now?
I mean, it sounds like to me, if we were just going to break it down logically, that people believe Vince McMahon is looking to get back into WWE. That's the thought. Obviously, me and you, we can't really confirm that because we don't know Vince McMahon or know someone who's directly next to him. However, I believe that the case could be made that if Vince McMahon wanted to get back into wrestling, the Saudi Arabian, beneficiaries who signed a 10-year deal with them would be more than likely to overpay to become a 100% controlling partner. And then I could see them putting Vince McMahon back in charge. Now everyone's like, well, why would WWE... I don't know if I go on the thought where WWE or Vince McMahon sold it to then get more money. Like that doesn't make any much sense as far as him selling his shares and then another company, TKO, buys them so that way he could then have the Saudi Arabian company pay more for it. That unless, he was keeping all of his stock. Like if he was keeping all of his stock, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is a smart play. Get the Saudi Arabian government to buy it and maybe the stock goes up so you become even more rich. But he's selling off a lot of stock. So
he has.
So that also might lead someone to believe if maybe he's selling off the stock because he knows he's going to get the Saudi Arabian government to buy it. So I don't know if there was something pre-planned to that, but maybe there is something in motion now in regards to, Vince McMahon coming back. I mean, more people are getting on this train. So it's an interesting dilemma.
It is, and I'm intrigued by it, no doubt about it. We'll see what happens, obviously. And last but not least, this is kind of related, I guess. Is there a real is there real friction going on with Triple H and The Rock? Do you truly think that Triple H possibly, could lose his spot thanks to, say, The Rock?
I don't know if The Rock has that much power. Everyone keeps saying The Rock, just because you're on the board,
right,
doesn't mean you get to make decisions on day-to-day operations. Now, can he cast a vote and say, like, hey, I don't want Triple H to be working here, or I don't want him as the CCO, Chief Creative Officer?
Right.
So I mean, he could make that argument, but I think that would have to be a board vote. So, like, not saying The Rock couldn't try and politic the board, but at the same time, how much money is WWE making right now, right? They're making crap load of money. So if they're making a crap load of money, why would you get rid of the guys that are making you that money?
That's true. It just seems that's the thing about professional wrestling.
Not to say it can't happen. Like I said,
Right.
The Rock could politic his way and get him voted off get him fired. But I at this point, they're making a lot of money. So, like, why is anybody going to rock the vote? That's just business 101 in my mind.
No, I agree. And it's funny because a lot of people are kind of shitting on WWE's product right now. I don't think it's been that bad. I've seen it way worse than this. Put it that way.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're doing some stuff. They're trying. So, I mean, I don't know. Shane McMahon, I think, Lab Rat reported that he said, my dad still owns TKO stocks. And then TMZ went and asked Shane. That's where that interview came from.
Right, that's true.
That's where Shane said it.
And of course, Shane's going to be like, oh, anything, is possible, basically, with his dad.
He just said anything was possible, which is true. Never say never. Never say, anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation, as they used to say back in the day, right? So anything can happen.
It's true. 100%. Well, that's all I wanted to really ask you, man. I mean, like I said, I was on the wreckage, obviously, before. And also, I actually jumped on with the Pro Wrestling Hustle guys.
Oh, okay.
Like, just spontaneously, I just commented, Billy Ray Valentine goes, if you want to jump in, I'll send you an invite. So I did. And I was just winding on there for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
That was today?
Sorry?
That was today?
Yeah, right after the wreckage, man. I kid you not.
Okay.
I noticed they were live right as we finished as well.
Oh, wow.
And I just commented and I just jumped in. They brought me in with A-Track Brown,
Nice.
Jabala Vera Cruz, and of course Billy Ray Valentine and myself, which is quite a crew, put it that way.
We'll go check that out afterwards on the PW Hustle.
Oh, no, it was good. It was a laugh, put it that way, man. Pretty funny. But anyway, that was that. That was pretty much, if you want to, if anyone wants a deeper sort of news sort of thing, go and check out the wreckage, obviously, with myself and the vet. That's where we break down all the news in the world of pro wrestling. But I just wanted to know the major things and your opinion, MSG. So I guess we can get into Money in the Bank, and we come live from Los Angeles, of course. And we pretty much start off with a bang with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and that was between Alexa Bliss, Julia, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Vaquer, and it's for your Money in the Bank briefcase. A lot of people are saying this was quite possibly the hottest edition of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, if you saw some of these women, my God, they looked amazing in this match, literally by looks and in the ring. But I just feel like it was pretty predictable, man. I felt like Naomi was going to win it, and she did. How did you feel about the match? What did you think? Did you enjoy it? Do you think the right person won it? Or would have you gone with someone else?
I mean, as the match started, I was having an argument with Rick about the fact that, like, that they just really introduced Julia, and Roxanne Perez, so I really didn't know a lot about them. I knew of Stephanie Vaquer, but that's because I saw her wrestle in AEW, and you don't forget that. You don't forget her. And then you had Naomi, Rhea, and Alexa. So I initially said that I thought either I thought Rhea or Stephanie Vaquer was going to win this thing. So I was not, I definitely didn't see Naomi winning it. But however, right before they started, or I guess during her entrance, they said that this is Naomi's 5th time in the Money in the Bank match, so I was like, oh, maybe they will have her win. So was I shocked? No, not really. It was a good match for what it was. It's a car crash, right? Ladders being thrown everywhere, people doing crazy spots and moves. The Devil's Kiss or whatever, is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Devil's Kiss, something like that. Little Demon's Kiss, some shit like that.
When she has their head between her legs and then she stomps down on them. Or she,
everyone loves that move, dude.
She did that on the ladder. I thought that was a cool spot.
Yeah, for sure.
The cameraman did a great job. So I enjoyed it. But overall, it was a good way to start off the show. I'm not upset with it.
No, they're definitely not. I mean, it was a fun match as per usual, as all these matches generally are. And the only thing that, not that I care or worried about it, but what is this? Does this suit Naomi's sort of story arc with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill? And if so, could you see a possibility that Naomi might lose that briefcase to a Jade Cargill or a Bianca Belair?
No, I think Naomi's probably going to successfully cash it in, or she may try to cash it in and she gets screwed over. But I could see her cashing it in. Who are the champions right now? We got Io Sky. Is she still the champ?
Yes.
Yeah, so we got Io Sky as the champ on Raw. And then you got Tiffany. Is she still the champ?
Tiffy Time, yeah, she's still the champ.
She's still the champ on SmackDown. So, I mean, I guess I could see Naomi cashing in on maybe like either Io Sky to get off of SmackDown, and that's how you get away from Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi.
Right.
Or she cashes in on Tiffany, and then Jade Cargill comes after her. Now, do I think that maybe they're in the back of their mind, they're maybe thinking, let's lead up to a triple threat match between Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Jade Cargill? Probably. Well, that's something that you could think of.
They need to kind of finish that story arc, man, like properly. But I just can't see it. Naomi just comes across as the weakest link, though, between the three. But we'll see what happens there. Nevertheless, it was a fun match. Kind of predictable in a way, but they all did cool spots, man. It was it was fun. But even though me personally, I guess it's not the right time to talk about it, but I wasn't that entertained by the whole pay-per-view per se. But that's not the point, because after that match, we do see our Igor Del Vikingo in the crowd, because he's a fan now at every WWE PLE, right? I mean, I don't know why they always have to have him there, but whatever, it's cool,
dude.
But we also
during
saw
this,
sorry,
yeah, during this spot, I was literally watching it, and I was like, wait a minute, there's a guy behind the announce table who's got face paint and he's green and he's holding a stuffed animal, and someone was like, Rick was like, that's Mr. Iguana. I'm like, what? And they're like, that's Mr. Iguana. He's from Triple A. And I was like, Triple A, whatever. And I'm just like, wait, this guy's a wrestler? And then people are just talking about him. And I'm like, nah, man, not for me. But, cool. I'm glad you guys, if people like him, I'm glad that people like him.
He's over apparently right now. But J12 says, yo, Jimmy T, MSG. Yo, Matt, you know Mr. Iguana's lizard is named Yeska?
Yeah. Now I know.
Yeska.
There you go.
If you don't know, now you know.
And if you don't know, then you know. Anyway.
Nodules. But also, as you just alluded to, we did see the Iguana Man, Mr. Iguana, with like Yeska in tow. That friggin', like I said, man, I don't know how I feel about this Mr. Iguana character, but it's not for me. But the memes are funny, though. I'm not going to lie. Seeing that Iguana going for the Money in the Bank.
It's not for me, but, if it wants to, if people like it, I mean, it sells merchandise. Dude. I like Labrat. It was Green Dust. Yeah, like if he had been Green Dust, maybe I could have got on board with that. But the Iguana thing, and then someone said that like there was a spot at the Worlds Collide pay-per-view where someone did like a move to the puppet, and I was just like, nah.
Dude, this thing was doing Hurricane Runners and everything, bro.
It's like Kenny Omega wrestling a mop. Like I'm not really interested. Or the Invisible Man versus the Invisible Man. I'm like, this is.
Dude, did you watch that match, by the way?
No.
I did.
I've seen clips, but I didn't watch the whole match.
Bro. Oh, yeah, the Spanish Fly as well was the iguana.
Yeah.
As Labrad's alluding to. Dude, it was ridiculous. To me, I don't know, man. Look, there's a place for the ha-has in wrestling, but that's a little too out there for me, if you know what I'm saying.
Like, it only works, like, the only time I feel like it's ever worked where someone was using an inanimate object was with Head and Al Snow.
Oh, my God.
But Al Snow his character was so insane that it made sense that he had a talk, that he believed Head was a real object. It wasn't like what I just explained, where people like Kenny Omega's wrestling a mop, or this guy's got a stuffed animal or something like that. This guy, Al Snow, was deranged, and he played that gimmick out for a long time before he even had his one-off match versus Head, where it was just him versus himself. So, like,
do you remember that incident though? The Head, for him to pin the Head, it had Head and Shoulders anti-dandruff bottle.
Yeah.
So it's got so you can pin it. The shoulders are down. You know what I mean, bro? Yeah. So it's got shoulders. That popped me though.
Yeah, it was good. Like, so, like that in my opinion works, but I guess I'll have to see. If Triple A does more shows, I'll watch. As far as with NXT or if they make it easier to watch, like, I don't know where to watch it. So, like, if they make it easy to watch on a channel, I'll check it out. But for right now, as you and me have already said at the top of the show, there's already enough wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Well, don't worry. There's going to be more wrestling.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. TNA couponer, like ECW, Al Snow is very popular with that. So, like, Al Snow built that character up for years. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I think it was Heyman's creation, too, in many ways. Well, it's a collaboration.
Okay.
Obviously, with that. But like Josh says, ECW, Al Snow was very popular with fans. It was. I mean, even coming out to Prodigy, the what do you call it? What was the song called again? I forgot. Anyway, but he used to come out to a Prodigy song in ECW, which I thought was so cool, and everyone just with the styrofoam heads going crazy. It's pretty funny. We'll see.
Character work was good. I don't know if the next match had a lot of character work, as they talked about how, like, what is his name? Octagon? Is that what his name was?
Octagon Jr.
Octagon Jr. showed up. Did they do a video package about him?
Well, yeah, from where Worlds Collide. During his match there, they showed that.
Well, I'm saying on this pay-per-view on Money in the Bank, did they do a video package explaining who Octagon Jr. was? Just
showing highlights from Worlds Collide. And
that's not a video package, though. You get what I'm saying? Like a background.
Like a proper one. No,
yeah, like who he was, why he's wrestling there, his background, his history, his heritage. So they didn't bring any of that up. This is just a quick match they put together on Worlds Collide.
What I don't like, though, why is he number one contender just because? You know what I mean?
Well, because Dominic Mysterio challenged him, right? He's the one that challenged him at the Worlds Collide. I didn't watch it, but I've read the results. So it's like, he's the one that challenged him, am I right?
Well, to be honest, I haven't even watched Worlds Collide properly yet.
Okay, well,
so
I read the results.
Due to watch that.
Yeah, I've read the results, and I think Dominic Mysterio and him get into a tussle or whatever, and then Dominic Mysterio challenges him and says the title will be on the line.
Well, to be honest, this match wasn't even that long. It was pretty uninspiring. Liv Morgan gets involved, of course, interference. She interferes, so Dom gets the 619 in. And then obviously Dom gets on top of the top rope and hits the frog splash. And Mysterio wins via pinfall. Via the frog splash, retaining his WWE Intercontinental Championship. It was a fun little, I guess, match, but nothing serious.
Yeah, it was what it was. It was a quick wrestling match that was put together on the fly.
Literally.
That's literally what it was, and I didn't have any reason or expectation that Octagon Jr. was going to win the match. And again, they also didn't tell me much about Octagon Jr., so...
Why does all these Mexican luchadors have to have names like octagons, pentagons, hexagons? I mean, no offense to anyone, but why is it You
don't
know,
know.
why does it always
Don't
have to be
ask me.
shaped?
Don't ask me. I'm not the guy to answer that question.
I mean, what can I call myself if I was Mexican? Luchador. The
I don't
Jimmy
know.
Gone.
Jimmy gone.
Literally Jimmy Gone.
Jimmy gone.
But anyway, I find that kind of funny. But yeah, that was that. But what I found funny though, we do see footage of American Made backstage as Chad Gable sharing his secret Fireball whiskey branded ladder secret weapon for El Grande Americano. Fireballs, this guy.
They just basically did that to get a sponsorship spot in. That was what that was.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Now this man.
Go ahead. Oh, Jimmy T just froze. Is it just me or did Jimmy T just freeze? This match here is sponsors for everyone. You guys, let me know in the chat if it's Jimmy that's frozen or it's me that's frozen. Because I'm still here, I think, right? Jimmy froze. Okay. All right. So hopefully Jimmy will come back with us here. He's in a precarious situation. I'm not in control of the StreamYard right now. I'm just using another account. So I am in control now. Or I'm right up here. So yeah, guys, we had the next matchup after this was the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It was Becky Lynch taking on Lyra Valkyria. I think that's what her name is. Anyway, for the Intercontinental Championship match, this match was okay. You know, it was kind of predictable when they mentioned that Becky Lynch had lost like the last 5 title matches. So I was like, oh, okay. Like it sounds like to me that you know, she's gonna win this match. But I don't know. It was a decent match. I mean, Valkyria, she tried. They fought throughout, like whatever the arena. Did some manhandle slams there. But Becky Lynch, she ends up coming out on top. So I mean, Lyra looked pretty good. You know, she held up her side of wrestling, and you know, and then I think Then at the end, Lyra Valkyria, she punched her and laid her out with the German suplex and a Nightwing. And that is, of course, she held up. Sorry, I'm a little high right now. She held up Becky Lynch's arm, and as Becky Lynch wanted to, but Becky Lynch tries to get her to do it in all 4 corners, and then Lyra Valkyria lays her out. So that was that match. Like I said, thought it was a decent match. Liz here, I agree, in the chat room. She is very boring. She has the charisma of a wet sock on the bathroom floor. Labrat says Lyra's blue hair braid has got to go, and Lyra has had to raise Becky's arm. Yeah, exactly. TN couponer. Yeah, it was okay. You know, nothing like crazy or out of the sorts here. Like I mentioned, I thought Becky Lynch going into it was going to win, and there you go. That was that match. I don't have anything else to say, and Jimmy's not here, so I don't know if I should keep going. Wait for him. He says, for fuck's sakes, my PC just crashed. I'm jumping back on now. My PC is just restarting. Sorry, guys. Okay. Well, I guess I'm stalling here. She needs new gear, you think? That's the second or third time her top has popped open behind her neck. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Evolution Bayley versus Becky, maybe IC title. Well, they haven't done anything with Bayley. I mean, she was the one rumored, right, that she was supposed to be at WrestleMania, and then Becky took her spot. So, I guess it would make sense now for the veteran who's friends with Valkyrie to go after the championship title. I don't know. It's a great question. Will it happen? Probably. I could see that happening. I mean, what else are they doing with her? Probably not much. She's just sitting at home. Have we even seen Bayley on TV recently? Since WrestleMania? She in any programs? I'm not aware of. I'm not seeing it on the highlights, so I don't know. There was a whole good minute of Becky selling outside the ring as Lyra was trying to clasp her top and even went over the ref to get it done, for fuck's sake. Yeah, thank you for confirming, Liz. So yeah, we haven't really seen anything of Bayley. I don't know. I don't want to move on just yet because I want Jimmy's hosting this show. I'm just here to be here, guys. How's your Sunday going, everybody? You guys chilling, feeling like a villain, doing anything fun, eat anything exciting today? I went to work. I mean, that's not necessarily fun all the time, but I did run 5 hours of MotoGP, so that was interesting. Becky was the one to attack Bayley. Okay. You know, that's cool. I appreciate that insight. Yeah, guys. We're just kicking it right now, waiting for Jimmy T to get back. Because there's not a lot of matches on this card. So I don't want to just be like, all right, let's talk about the Money in the Bank match, the ladder match now. And then, okay, let's talk about the main event. Because there's only 5 matches on this card. 5 matches. What's up, Prof? Iguana dust? Yeah. You're recuperating from being outside all day. It's PJ day and no people. Nice. Good stuff, Liz. What's up, Professor? We're waiting for Jimmy T to get back. His PC crashed. This is his show, and I'm along for the ride. And yeah, Elaborate. That's exactly where I'm at. I'm like, wait a minute. I gotta host a show now? I wasn't even prepared or in the right mind. So, you know, don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on me. Well, yeah, it had to be a short PLE, as we were talking about it last night. I didn't even realize it, but I mean, it's owned by TKO, and UFC was on last night too, right? So, I mean, they had to like get off the air so that way people could then go buy UFC, or people who bought UFC could go watch it, I guess. Or that was the hope, that like you're not splitting the audience if there is people who want to watch both events. I personally don't know if there is still a lot of crossover these days between MMA and WWE, or wrestling itself, wrestling entertainment. But if there is, you know, like, I mean, and I'm talking like on a large scale, not like a couple people you know or something like that, but like, I don't know on a large scale there is, but maybe that's the thought and the belief that if they put it all together under one umbrella, that there will be that crossover. So, Professor says Iguana versus Santino Morella's Cobra. Book it. Yeah, I was just saying, Prof. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. Do I really care about this puppet? Probably not. But that sounds like a storyline I'd be okay with. The iguana versus the snake or the cobra. You know, that sounds like it. That could be a good idea. I agree with that. Because that's a good storyline. And then at least I'd have a character in the storyline that I'm familiar with. And then, you know, as long as they're keeping the iguana on their hands, I guess, and using the iguana to you know, attack the cobra. WWE Shop has the iguana shirt available. That's funny. Well, you know, they saw that guy get a lot of praise and stuff like that. So, makes sense. Capitalize. I mean, they capitalized right away the very night that R-Truth fought John Cena by putting out that Ron Killing shirt, which was pretty funny. I enjoyed it. Oh, and here we go. Here comes Jimmy T. He's back. Jimmy T!
Oh, damn it, man. Sorry, dude. I don't know why. I don't know if this is a conspiracy theory or whatnot, but this happens only on the Smack Attack, bro. I don't know why, if it does happen, but yeah, sorry about that. My computer just crashed. Just gave me blue screen out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, we just sat here and we had a chat. I did go over the Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria match just because I was doing that right away, and then when you crashed out. So what are your thoughts on the Becky Lynch Lyra Valkyria match? I already broke it down.
Look, they're good in the ring. These two can go, obviously, in the ring. I just don't like this whole feud, man. I just feel like, for example, who's the bigger heel here, in your opinion? I know Becky's supposed to be the heel, but I feel like Lyra comes across as a crybaby. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they are from the same area, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they're both Irish.
Maybe there's a crossover of a personality there or something like that.
I don't know, Matty. I'm probably not even doing it right. But still.
I don't know there, Latte. I don't know there, Jimmy T.
They've got a weird accent, bro. It's not exactly like English or Scottish. It's more like, I don't know, man. It's like hello. It sounds like
like what is it? Scottish is low, so they always say Irish is high. Oh, highty-dighty. How you doing there, Jimmy T?
Lady McDighty or some shit.
The clan of my friend, my family.
My family.
My family.
Oh, shit. But anyway.
Yeah, like Labrat said, Becky trained Lyra. So, like, you know, imitation is the most flatterizing or whatever it's called.
The most flatterizing.
I'm high, dude. I was telling the chat that, too.
That's funny.
Prof says they should do, you missed it, but the professor said Iguana versus Santino Morella's Cobra. I don't know. I thought Thought that was a good idea.
Shout outs to Prof, man. Thank you for having me on once again on The Hustle, by the way, Prof. Thanks, all the boys. But yeah, Iguana and a friggin', can you imagine that, dude? An iguana versus a friggin' cobra? God. That's money right there. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and then we also discussed the fact that Mr. Iguana's shirt is already up on WWE Shop. It's already there. So
wow. How long is it going to be until they start selling the damn iguanas?
Probably pretty fast.
I mean, they'd be idiots if they don't, right? I mean, it's going to make it silly.
I guess.
I'm telling you, bro. Yeska, is that what its name was again?
Apparently, and yeah, sure.
Orale, Yeska. Anyway, shout outs to Yeska. But anywho, did you talk about what happened after the match?
Yeah, I talked about how the fact that after the match, Lyra Valkyria did raise Becky Lynch's hand. Becky tried to get her to go around all four corners, and then she laid her out. She laid out Becky Lynch. Lyra Valkyria did. So you're right. It is kind of confusing coming off the match on who the real heel is.
I mean, I knew Becky was going to win this time. I felt like she should have won the first time per se, and then Lyra, can chase her. But I'm assuming we're going to get the chase now. Not that anyone really cares. Because like I said, she's great in the ring, and I'm talking about Lyra. But her talking is just so off to me. She can't play a babyface properly in terms of her talking. She needs different dialogue. So whoever's writing her shit, do better, please. Or if it's her, I don't know, man, practice. But I'm assuming we're going to get her beating Becky. I reckon.
I'm the man. Sorry.
Yeah. She'll beat the man. Because this is all to get Lyra Valkyria over, man, really. I think she'll get her comeuppance back at SummerSlam, in my opinion.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well.
We'll see.
As we come back from that, we see a few celebrities, obviously, in the front row. But then we see Pam McAfee is playing with action figures like a friggin' child at the announce desk. Cool. Because he's advertising the Money in the Bank toy ring, but maybe he's just having fun also. I mean, who knows?
It's fine. I mean, Jerry the King Lawler used to do that back in the day. He would hold up an action figure or something like that when they were advertising. You can get these right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm okay with that.
Oh, well, speaking of, if you're okay with this, because next is the males Money in the Bank ladder match.
Oh, my gosh.
Between Andrade, El Idolo, El Grande Americano, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, and Solo Sikoa. Bro, what the fuck was this?
Dude, what was this? It was a cluster, and then what the frick happens where everybody just doesn't get back in the ring while Fatu beats up Solo? Like, there goes like a whole 3 to 5 minutes where like nobody was in the ring and it was just Fatu and him. And I'm like, okay, there was a point in the match where Penta was literally had his hand on the hook, but he was waiting for them to do the spot. He's at the top of the ladder with El Grande Americano. I'm just like, what is going on here? And then there was some shred of hope when I thought LA Knight might win there at the end. I was like, oh, maybe they are going to give it to LA Knight. And then, of course, he didn't after he got his head thrown into the ladder, and Seth Rollins is your 2025 Money in the Bank winner. Predictable. I called this before, too.
Predictable.
I was like, I think Seth Rollins is going to win this because what else is he doing?
Yeah. I truly think, and I can't believe after we speak about this, we're up to the main event already, which is funny.
It's only 5 matches, yeah.
Crazy, man. But yeah, this Money in the Bank match for me, did it feel like it dragged out for a long time? Because it did with me. It felt like it was also the worst one in many years, bro.
Yeah, it definitely didn't have like any memorable. I mean, the only memorable moments don't even involve the winner. Braun Breaker spearing the crap out of El Grande Americano. That was a good spot because like he just runs down the ring and the camera operator. All of a sudden, you just see a cut. Boom, he's getting hit.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. Speaking of Braun, did you hear about Limp Bizkit? Apparently, he's making his new theme.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
I mean, it's so 90s, bro. Late 90s, early 2000s.
Very 90s. Very 90s.
Who cares about Limp Bizkit
Just
now?
one more fight about your leadership. And Anyway.
Keep going.
No, I'm good. Yeah, this time I'm going to let it all go now. This time I'm going to stand up and shout. I'm going to do things my way. It's my way. My way or the highway.
There's your little sing-along for us. Oh, come on, Mike. He would eat my ass, dude. You know this. Come on, bro. Shout outs to Mike Hawks, too. Fellow Aussie, by the way, but he lives in the States.
Shout out to Mike Hawes.
Yeah, man. He's been a. I can't. Where have you been, Mike? You disappeared for years, man. I was shocked when I figured out who you were, but thank you for joining us once again. But yeah, man, I didn't really enjoy this match.
I might have to just put that Limp Bizkit if you just see on my board.
Oh, you know what? He should do it because that's what goes through my head. The only Limp Bizkit I really truly liked was In Together Now, man.
Chocolate starfish.
Yeah.
Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. I move in, I move out. Hands up and hands down.
You think the song will be kind of
rolling. I keep rolling. Undertaker's song there too.
Yeah,
no,
fuck that.
Y'all be loving it. Okay, sorry.
That's all I know.
I listened to a lot of Limp Bizkit. I was a Limp Bizkit fan, but like this is now 2025. I don't know what kind of music he was doing. Dad music from the last thing I heard. So I guess he's gonna make a new metal type song. Yeah, he was. You never saw it. It was like soft rock type music that was like better for family and friends.
Okay, that's weird, man. Don't you remember when he was at a WWE event?
He literally talked about it, and he was like, "I'm making dad music."
Okie dokie. Well, hey, whatever. If it makes him money, why not, man? Roll with it. But do you remember he was on a WWE event a couple of years ago? And he sticks his fingers up at the camera, and then they fucking kicked him out of the arena, and you see it. They kind of just start dragging him back.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, dude, you should see that. It's pretty hilarious. And I thought that was the end of him ever in WWE. I guess not, but we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
But like I said, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we were saying, man, this match just felt like it dragged on quite a bit.
It was long.
We all knew Seth Rollins was going to win.
Yep.
It was dead obvious because he needed to win this. Otherwise, this whole, whatever this group is going to be called, apparently my sources, and I'm talking about my fucking pastor sources, tell me that the group is going to be called The Vision.
What?
The Vision.
Who's in this group?
Braun Breaker, Seth freaking Rollins, and Big Bronson Reed. They're
called The Vision?
That's apparently the rumor going around, according to my spaghetti sources.
Okay.
That is going to be called The Vision.
Interesting. I mean,
I don't like it.
Yeah, that sounds.
I get it, but I don't like it.
But I don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's too
Vision.
lazy.
It sounds like it just sounds like a corporate jargon, you know what I mean? The Vision. Here at WWE, we have the vision of art, the vision of entertainment, and the vision of the future. Now join us on the WWE experience live. This, you know what I mean? That's what it reminds me of. The Vision.
The Vision. It's like literally. Oh wait, I gotta do it like this, man. It's
Now the
gotta
Vision.
be.
Now TNA Couponer. The Vision. Now TNA Couponer says I think Rollins group should be called the Visionaries. That at least
What, like the it reminds me of vet, like the vet.
at least it rolls off the tongue
Veterinary.
more. The Visionaries. The
Vision.
Visionaries.
What are they, like French? The Visionary.
He was
What we tell you.
the Visionary. So
I know,
am a
like I said,
visionary.
Liz, we get it. We totally get why.
I am
But
a revolutionary.
Oh,
I
true.
am an architect. I am.
so
Seth.
what
Why
is
don't they
an
just call
architect of?
themselves the Frackin' Bros?
Why not
Seth
NDA, like Rick
freaking
originally
Bros.
said?
The freaking bros. That's what they could.
True, the
call
Seth freaking bro.
the freaking bros. That's their TFB. TFB. TFB.
If they would have called that, I'm afraid it would be one of these ones. Either way, it's lazy. They could have done better, but it is WWE. The Visionary, we get it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Why couldn't they be called that? The Wall Walls.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Or Seth Rollins and the Wall Walls.
The
Like,
Wawas.
whoa, yeah, or the Wawas.
Whoa.
Oh, shit. Anyway, enough of this guy.
Seth Rollins wins.
He wins the match, and it was Solo high in this match, by the way, too.
I don't know about that.
What was he doing? He's acting weird, bro.
I don't know what was going on in the ring with them. It was just weird.
He could have won it too, but
like I said, it
unfortunately-
was just weird. Everybody just lays out, and then these guys are in the ring for 3 to 5 minutes by themselves, and I get what they're doing, but like at the same time, there was nobody fighting in the background or something like that.
Well, T and Kupina says Visionaries tribute Rick Martel Group Survivor Series 1990.
There you go.
Oh boy. Labra says, I'm just glad Becky locked her closet so Seth stopped wearing her clothes. That's true. Seth is actually improved on his dress code, surprisingly.
Yeah, I think Tina Couponer asked, will Rollins cash in after Jey vs. Gunther rematch on Raw? I think so. I don't think it's going to be on. I think Jey is going to probably beat Gunther tomorrow night. I think they keep the title on Jey.
Well,
So, that's my opinion. So if that's the case, then at least you have a heel versus baby if he decides to try and cash in on Jey, or at least tease that he's going to come after him.
would you, if you were the creative?
Because if Gunther wins, then I don't see a reason why they would have Seth cash in on Gunther. And he's not going to cash in on John Cena.
He should. He actually should, but he won't. You're right.
No, he's not.
Yeah, but I'll cash in tomorrow.
So I just think that Jay is going to win because I think that Jay's going to win, and Seth Rollins is going to be always going to be right there, like the devil on the shoulder gimmick, like I'm coming for you and you don't know when.
And then like one of those ones. Like a joker, seriously. I know he's annoying, man. I've even got his laugh on standby with shit like this. But anyway, like we said, Seth is your visionary, your revolutionary, your wall and everything. And yes, just WWE. Liz says he has an actual stylist that picks out his wardrobe for shows, events. He talks about them on some podcasts, and that he never wears the same thing twice and has an entire room full of clothes to go to. You're right. I have seen him mention, actually, this guy's a Hollywood wardrobe guy. And as a matter of fact, it was Becky Lynch that actually passed on this wardrobe guy to Seth Rollins. And I've heard him say in podcasts, funny enough, that he hates the fact that he has all these clothes, that he has to always change clothes. So that's kind of interesting, but he chose it, so don't complain. True.
True.
But they're expensive apparently. He never wears them twice either, generally. But who cares anyway? I don't know. He thinks he's Hollywood, man. At this point. But yeah, that leads us to the main event, actually, Matt. Already, which kind of feels weird, man.
Your time is up. My time is now. You can't see me. My time is now.
It's the franchise, and I'm starting now.
I'm shutting down.
I'm slowing down.
Shining
because I'm old now.
Shining down. Yeah. So you had the main event, Mr. John Cena and Logan. I'm a piece of shit, and I deserve to rot in hell. Logan Paul. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say WWE also announced just before that WrestleMania will be back in Vegas.
Yeah, they took it away from New Orleans.
That's bad, dude.
Yeah.
That is so bad, but it is what it is. How do you feel, by the way?
Don't worry, pal. When I take back over, I'll never do that again.
Yeah, you probably get rid of all the sponsorships all over the ring and shit if you
back to live events, pal. We're gonna get back at it
on the ring.
Put them all around the ring and make them bleed.
I want dude wipes, pal.
Dude wipes.
That just sounds feral, bro. To be sponsored by
ass.
Nah, maybe to wipe the girl's fucking head or some shit. But who knows?
Gotta wipe up all them lovely stains.
This old man's disgusting, bro. How do you get off on shitting on someone's head? Like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, pal, I'm gonna take a shit on someone's face. Hey, yo, what's up, Todd Brantley? Once again, it appears Jimmy T has crashed out, and I am left again here by myself. Oh man, this has been one hell of a room, a review. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Dude, I'm never talking bad about Vince McMahon ever again, bro.
I thought you crashed out. I got rid of you, you son of a bitch.
My browser literally crashed out. I don't know what's going on, but the second we started saying, oh, shit on you.
Oh, shit on your face.
I got kicked off. Like, what the hell's going on here? Sorry, Vince. I want
to take a crap in your hair. So when you wash your hair, it's a shitty wash.
Oh, fucking Vinnie Mac Daddy. That's what he should call.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah, I know, Josh, right? Because, you know why? Because my computer didn't crash, just my browser crashed. That's
the
why.
Browser went bye-bye. All right, so yeah, I was about...
Oh, snap.
So as before you crashed, we were just about to start the main event. Geet Miss and Cody Rhodes taking on Logan Paul. Cena. Tag team match.
This match. Straight
you
up,
hated
bro.
this match.
I didn't enjoy it, man, at all, dude. I just...
Why is that?
I don't know.
Your time is up. My time is now.
Why? Do you feel Cena like literally pulls everyone down in this matchup in a way?
I don't know. He didn't really do a lot.
Well, exactly. But, I mean,
he can't really. He can't really pull anybody down if he's not doing too much work, right? Logan Paul was in the match a long time.
Yeah, and he even botched the Hangman's finisher. You know how he does. What do you call it? He does the flip off the.
Yeah, I know what you're
off
talking
the rope.
about.
I forgot what it's called, but the dead eye, whatever it is, that Hangman calls it.
No, the dead eye I thought was. Is it? Is that what it is?
You're the drone spot. How fucking, bro? What was up with that? Yeah, did you see the drone spot?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. They're trying to be cool with their cameras. You know what I'm saying?
No, but why is Logan Paul like?
I don't know, dude. I don't find Logan Paul. Look, I'm not saying that he isn't a good wrestler or doesn't know what he's doing. I'm not saying that. I just think as a human being, he's a piece of crap. He's a piece of shit.
Well,
and he scammed people out of their money, and he had that thing that happened back in the day with suicide in Japan, and everyone's he made a mistake. No, dude, this guy is a piece of shit. Okay,
he was young then, but I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt. You're an idiot, regardless.
And then he's scamming people just within the last couple of years. Yeah, so with his crypto zoo. So it's just like, dude. And then you are you making the world a better place by providing an energy drink Is that
That
really?
tastes like shit, mind you.
I've never tasted it, but
Don't even bother, bro.
like, are you making the world a better place with this energy drink? Like, is that really contributing something good to society, or is that just more unhealthy nonsense and you're just capitalizing off of your fame as a way to make more money? Which I'm not hating on. I'm not hating on the hustle, because if he was a good dude, or at least somewhat normal, I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. People do this all the time. But the fact that he does it and he just continues to get away with it, it's crazy in my mind. Like, that's where it's so weird, the timeline we live in now, that you can be this kind of piece of crap so blatantly and people are going to, accept you. I mean, Todd says Logan Paul's a piece of shit, so he fits right into the wrestling business. I mean, there may be a lot of pieces of shit there, but most of those pieces of shit aren't scamming people on a national level like that out of their hard-earned money. Too. Openly, and then trying to get people to legally sign NDAs or saying, I'm not gonna don't sue, or you can't sue my company, or you can't fight for the rest of your cash. I don't know, weird timeline we live in, dude. That's accepted now.
You'd think you'd get way more heat too, but I'm hearing, I don't know, I'm not following it like full on, but apparently he's going to go to court, and some people claim he's going to get fucked by all this, man. But I don't know, man. I think he'll get away with it personally. Yeah,
like he doesn't have like X-Pac's heat, as people want to say, where like, I don't think he has that type of heat. I think he literally has, for me, like, I'm going to turn the TV off if I see Logan Paul on my TV and I have to watch him for too long. Like,
so he's got going away heat for you?
He's got more than going away heat. He's got don't ever come back again heat. Like, when he wins the championship, inevitably, if they put the title on him, like the main world heavyweight title or whatever show he's on, I'm going to stop watching. Like, I'm not going to support that.
Look, I respect his ring work.
I'm not saying he's not a good wrestler. Right. He's definitely knows what he's athletic. He's training.
He's natural too.
Well, I mean, he was doing boxing and stuff like that. True. So he had some training on how to fake stuff, do exhibitions.
What are you saying?
You know what I'm saying. Fix fights, so he understands it. Well, he's not the one. He was the one that was fighting Mayweather, right? He fought Mayweather.
Yeah, that match, bro.
Fought Mike Tyson. Did he fight Mike Tyson?
No, that was his brother Jake. That fought Mike Tyson.
Jake actually fought some real fighters. Like, I mean, I'm not saying they were all boxers, but I mean, because then when he actually did fight a boxer, he lost, which was what everybody was saying was gonna happen.
He didn't get knocked out though, per se, like out cold or anything.
It doesn't matter. He's fighting a real boxer.
But that's true. Also,
a boxer who knows how to score points. That's the whole point of the fight.
And that's his whole thing. Mayweather doesn't knock out mofos. He literally just sticks and moves the whole fight, bro.
Gets points.
And gets points. That's all he does. The jab, the jab, the jab. You know what I mean?
Yeah, getting points, Doug.
But
you can't hate the game if that's the way the game is set up. Why go after one big knockout that could take a while to get to, or when you could just get a ton of points in the process?
I agree. That's why it's called the sweet science. Literally, it's not about... Like, it's really not about, knocking out someone. It's really about not getting hit. You know what I mean? Per se.
Yeah, hitting the other opponent as many times as possible.
Right. That's the name of the game. But Liz says, I will say that when we was in Cleveland for the Raw I went to, he was booed worse than Dom.
Yeah, Liz. I bet you were in Cleveland for Raw. All right.
I know she did. I remember she actually did a whole write up for us.
Giggity, giggity.
Actually, speaking of that, how do you feel about King of the Hill coming back?
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. It's pretty weird
cool.
Too.
No, this is the age of reboots again.
2025, man, where it's still the same.
I mean, we kind of went through this already in the 2000s, the early 2000s, when they were rebooting stuff from the 80s. So it's like every 20, 30 years they reboot stuff now.
I mean, I'm not mad at some reboots. Just quietly.
Think about it.
There is way
in 2000, 20 years ago, probably from that time frame. Like, okay, think about when Grand Theft Auto Vice City and came out. That was like 20 years after the 80s, right? Now they can make video games based in the early 2000s, and that would be the same time frame or same length of time.
How crazy is that?
I was thinking that myself. Just sometimes I'll just go in my own little world and think, dude, like I'm in my 40s now. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, I remember being 20 years old, even though it was over 20 years ago. Like, it was yesterday, bro. Like, to a T. I don't understand how time's just...
Time keeps on slipping.
Yeah, ticking and slipping,
into the future.
Keeps on ticking away.
I was singing some Eagles, but that's fine.
Anyway, why are we singing along a lot today, man? What's
It's a
going on?
sing-along show, guys.
Money with the... money in the singing. Anyway, back to the match. Like I said, I felt like it could have been better. I don't know if I liked the finish. You know, it is what it is.
Are you talking about the main event now?
Yeah, we're on the main event.
Yeah, no, I'm just making sure that's what you, because we kind of went off on a tangent there. Yeah, so the end of this match, we see Ron Killings come in and he makes an impact, and then John Cena and Logan Paul end up losing this match, and Cody Rhodes and Yeet Miss win.
Yeet. I don't even know. The thing is, are we going to go...
And he
with
did
the
an
truth?
attack from the crowd. He jumps out of the crowd after he's just about to... didn't he just hit Cody with the belt? Something like that?
Did he? I don't remember.
He
if
was
did or not.
holding the belt.
Wait, who are you talking about now? First of all.
I'm talking about John Cena.
Oh,
John
no, I think you're
Cena.
talking about truth. Yeah, he did hit him with the belt, right.
Afterwards, but I was saying John Cena hit Cody with the belt. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so he hit Cody with the belt, and he's standing over him, and then all of a sudden R-Truth runs in, and then R-Truth hits him with the belt. So now we have John Cena and Cody Rhodes laid out. And then, you know, there was like, 2 or 3 minutes left in the pay-per-view. And then, the match came to a conclusion with Cody Rhodes picking up the pinfall, right?
Right, basically, and after the match, Cody goes and checks on Jay and raises his hand, helping him into the ring to celebrate, and everyone goes home happy, supposedly.
Yeah, he hits the crossroads, and then he wins.
The crossroads. the friggin' crossroads. Yeah, like I said, man, I felt
Not
like
the Britney
this was...
Spears movie.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, back in the day.
Cool.
It was a real movie she was in.
If I had to give this a score, man, I'll ask you first. What would you give this out of 5 stars?
A 3. I'd give it a 3. It wasn't bad. It was mid pay-per-view. Like, the main event was a tag team match. Anytime wrestling does a tag team match as their main event for a pay-per-view or a PLE, I'm like, oh, you just didn't have any ideas this month? Or you're trying to, like, prolong the storyline so much that we have to do a tag team match that has no repercussions, nothing on the line. Like,
yeah, playing it safe, obviously.
Yeah,
just to
very
drag
play-
it along,
very playing
pretty
it
much.
safe.
You know what I mean?
like if I'm Cody, I say if we beat you in a tag team match, then I get to fight you at SummerSlam or something like that, or I'm going to invoke my rematch clause. And why hasn't Cody invoked his
None
rematch
of that.
clause?
Because
You know what I'm saying?
He's like not all there. He forgets he's apparently got CTE at this early age.
I suppose. I'm just like, what is going on here? I mean, I liked the Ron Killing spot. I thought that was good. I liked the fact that he popped in and, you know, hit him with the belt. The announcers called him Ron Killing instead of R-Truth. And then he
You
runs
see,
away.
Why? Because he's unsanctioned. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
something.
Because he doesn't even work here anymore.
It's the NWO. But it's not. It's the Truth WO, whatever, man. But I hope he's serious, though. I want to see his serious side. Even though he can be the serious guy, he's very good at it, too, man. When he wants to be fucking serious, he can hit it right out of the park. I will say, from all the hype, everyone's telling me that Worlds Collide was the better show. I'm going to watch it and see for myself, but I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of flips, clearly.
Well, there you go. That's the review of Money in the Bank. It was interesting.
Ron Killings is beating Cena at Starcade.
Let's hope
Yeah,
that Logan
pal.
Paul. Let's hope that Logan Paul never becomes WWE champion, which he probably will be because they already put
I
the
think
United.
he will
Didn't they put the
eventually.
United States title on him at some point?
They did.
Yeah, so
Absolutely
they'll
they did.
probably put the world title on him at some point too.
Well, before we do take it home, I also want to ask you, do you think it was a bad decision having, like, LA Knight not win again the Money in the Bank?
Yeah, the guy's not getting any
Yeah.
younger.
Well, yeah, he's 42 right now.
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's not getting any younger, so why that was a dumb move. The guy they need to push him and get max value out of him before you don't have him anymore. Or he becomes so diminished like a Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, I mean, what's happened to him, bro?
That's what I'm saying.
These days, he's
no
done
idea.
and dusted.
He's like Andrade. Like Andrade was on this card. I was like, Andrade's in this match? He qualified for the Money in the Bank?
Dude,
I totally
some
forgot.
of these decisions were whack already to have some of these guys in the match.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. They're definitely scrambling for main event people right now. That's for sure. Like there was no Drew McIntyre in the Money in the Bank. They didn't have Damian Priest in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, he's somewhere in some abyss. You know, it doesn't make sense in some ways, dude. But I guess I wanted to change it up a little bit. But you should have guys that suit that type of matchup per se.
What?
In some ways.
What was your question?
No, it wasn't a question. I was just saying I feel like they should have more guys that suit the sort of the ladder match. Like Solo's not a ladder match type of guy, for example.
I don't even care about that. I just want I want like up and coming stars who actually have a viable shot. And this was so premeditated that we knew that Seth Rollins was going to win. So it was like, who cares? There was no intrigue.
None of it.
Which is supposed to be the whole point of Money in the Bank.
You're right. It's true, man. But instead, it was money saved in the bank thanks to Seth Rollins, and he gets another Money in the Bank briefcase. How many times has this guy even had it? Is it his third time now?
I thought it was his second. Because remember, he cashed in. He cashed in at WrestleMania and turned into a triple threat match and beat Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns on the same night.
Yeah, but he buried both. He won in 2 seconds against both of them, dude.
It doesn't matter. Chris Jericho beat The Brock and Stone Cold Steve Austin the same night.
True. Back in 2001, as a matter of fact. You're right.
Saying.
That's true. Who am I
so
saying?
he can say he beat Roman and Brock, just like Bryan Danielson can say he beat Batista and Randy Orton.
And Triple H. No, it was Triple H and Batista in a 3-way.
Okay, there you go.
Evolution is a mystery.
Evolution is a mystery.
Liz says at least women's Money in the Bank was half younger newcomers and 3 more veterans. I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why
it was probably the match of the night, to be honest. The Money in the Bank women's match was probably the match of the night.
Yeah. It's hard to judge, man, when, like I said, this week has been hectic for me, bro, in terms of just wrestling after wrestling. Having to do 4 hours of friggin' AEW was a slog too, man. Try doing that on a Wednesday night.
I'm good.
Jesus.
I'm good with that. That's your job now.
But you know what? It makes it an entertaining show with me and Vet both feeling kind of disgruntled watching that crap. But, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, man, I think if I was to give this a score, you said 3.
Yep.
I'd say 2.5.
Okay, that's fair.
That's how I feel anyway.
No, I got you. I can see that.
Well, it's only a half-star difference anyway, so...
Yep.
Did I just disappear? Can you hear me?
You didn't disappear, but you're frozen.
Can you hear me, though?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you and see you. I don't know why I've disappeared for whatever reason.
I can still hear you.
This computer's playing up, but you know what? That's perfect timing because I think we should just take it home anyway.
Alrighty.
Because unless you want to keep... If you want to talk about other things...
Let's take it home. Let's take it home.
Let's take it to the casa. So in saying that, tell them what you're doing, man, and where they can find you, man.
Yeah, you can check out SMV South Park review. You guys know it. You love it. I review South Park episodes in order. Check us out on YouTube at South Park Pod.
Nice. Kept it short and sweet.
Yeah.
Literally. Well, if you want to follow me, you can at DJ Mass Effects. Twitter's weird though, dude, because I can't access, I've said this a million times, to my actual account. But for whatever reason, Twitter has cut out everyone that I follow. I follow no one apparently.
Oh.
Now. But everyone follows. Weird, man. Why would they do that shit?
I don't know. You said your account got hacked.
They said that my account possibly got hacked, right?
You did. You told me that.
Well, that's what they say. Yeah, they say that. So that's what I was telling you. But I don't know if it's really been hacked though, dude. I think because I changed my cell phone number, and I can't verify my current
All right, nobody wants to hear all this, Jimmy. No,
and I've already explained it a million times.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
So yeah, follow me at the PWC Network is where I can interact for the time being. But also like and subscribe right here at Harmony Media Group's YouTube channel, and of course channelattitude.com after the fact. All you need is $5. And yeah, that's about it. So in saying that, I am Jimmy T, even though you can't see me, but I'm here. That is MSG, and you've been listening and watching the Smack Attack Money in the Bank 2025 edition, and we're out.
Just
Till
like
next time. Peace.
Just like little Jimmy. Can't see him.
Yeah, little Bimmy at this point.
Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy. Anyway, peace out, folks. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. See yous.
Peace.